Hi, my name is Laila Henriksen from Værbit Garn in Oslo. This is a short introduction to Smart Brioche. Compared to traditional brioche knitting, Smart Brioche is knitted with 2 strands of yarn at the same time. So when you are knitting 2-color brioche, you carry both colors at the same time. This means that you are knitting the full round and not only half the stitches. So when you get the hang of it, you can knit brioche super fast. In Smart Brioche, you do not make yarn overs. The technique creates what Nancy Marchand calls the brioche stitches shawl, simply by making the opposite color of the thread you are knitting laying on top of the stitch being knit. This is easier to understand when you see it, so hang on. Also, when you are knitting all the stitches with both colors, you can make increases and decreases at both sides of work in one go. This gives a symmetrical pattern on both sides, leaving the back side just as pretty as the front side. In traditional brioche, you usually make the increases and decreases only on the front side of the work, so the back side is not looking the same and as pretty as the front side. Carrying both strands in the round, you also get the option to switch colors horizontally, so you can actually knit 2-color pattern brioche. This is impossible when you knit with only 1 color at a time in traditional brioche. Now you know why I named the technique Smart Brioche. Here I show the simple brioche knit and brioche purl stitches, which gives the simple brioche rib. Holding both strands of yarn over your left index finger, make sure to have the color you are going to make the brioche knit stitch closest to the fingertip. This is the brioche knit stitch. Go into the stitch up between the strands and knit the pink thread. And this is the brioche purl stitch. Go behind both the strands into the stitch and knit the white thread. Brioche right stitch and the purl stitch. Notice that what makes the brioche structure is what Nancy Marchand calls the shawl, where the strand of yarn you're not knitting lays on top and parallel to the stitch you are knitting. So for the right stitch, the white thread is now parallel to the stitch I'm knitting. And the same for the purl stitch. The pink thread is parallel to the white stitch. And the last stitch, and when you turn your work, you put the white thread closest to your fingertip, because that's the thread you're going to knit the brioche knit stitch. So, right stitch and the purl stitch, the knit stitch and the purl stitch.
Ta-da!